Let me know when you see it.
You're good to go, man. We are live.
Perfect. What's going on, everybody? We are live right now with none other than Lance Storm, multiple-time tag champion, Intercontinental champion, and a bunch of Canadian championships in WCW out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So if anybody is interested in joining the virtual meet and greet, you can go to bcbreaks.com. We have plenty of photos available. Our figures did sell out, so we do have photos. Again, if you want to join, bcbreaks.com, purchase the photo, and then you'll get the link.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to get right into it. We could bring on our first guest, which will be, what do we got here? We got Tyler. So Tyler got two items. He got one of the Raw figures. And he also got one of the 8x10s with your 8x10s with the belts.
The multiple belts?
Yep, it's this one here.
Nice.
Okay.
My man Tyler.
So,
Just Tyler Breeze, that'd be funny.
Oh.
Probably not, though.
No, it's not. Let's bring on Tyler. What's up, Tyler?
Yo.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Tyler.
So Tyler
What's going on, Lance?
He got
not much. Just getting the whole virtual thing figured out.
Yeah, it could be rough, man.
Yep, but seems to be working. Are those figures behind you, or what's that?
There's a bunch of figures behind me, actually.
Oh, cool. I think you're about to have another one.
Hell yeah. And it's going to go right next to Justin, actually.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, Justin Incredible.
All
yeah,
right,
let's
cool.
see the angle. There we go. And I just got to do it, man. If I could be serious for a second.
Just a second. I'm usually serious for a minute, but I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so.
I've been rewatching some of your old matches, man. I got pumped for this about 2 weeks ago, so I was like, oh man, I couldn't believe it. I had to jump on it because this is very rare because you hardly, like, with everything going on, you know, signings are like.
I'm stuck up here and don't do much. I'm curious, what matches of mine are the ones that people go back and watch?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember because I've watched like a crap load of them. It was Living Dangerously, and your debut as well against RVD. And then when you and Justin locked up.
Okay.
And I'm really just trying to remember because I've watched like, God, I can't even count how many. I've just been binge watching. Like, I've been so pumped for this.
Cool.
So, I mean, how have you been surviving with all this crap going on, man? Like,
I sit at home and I play with my dogs, dude. Seriously. I've been home now since March, and I work out. I thankfully have some, dumbbells and stuff in my basement, and I walk my dogs a lot, and that's damn near it. It's pretty sad. No,
dude, it's been rough. I'm like, oh, this is another way to just, meet the stars because it's just really hard to get out there and do whatever. But
yeah, no kidding. I think if nothing else, this is going to make wrestlers and probably fans too, but wrestlers in particular really appreciate and miss actual live fans that show up. It's like, it'll be a long time once, fans get back before wrestlers will start complaining about the fans. It'll be like, man, they're the best.
Well, yeah, I read something on that where WWE said that even after the pandemic, they said that they're probably going to just get rid of house shows completely. Like, I don't know if that's 100% accurate, if I'm reading that or reading too deep into that, but
yeah,
that's what I've heard.
I think they'll still have the occasional, MSG or a big one, but I think the full-time schedule is a thing of the past.
Yeah, no, it's.
Do you have a color you'd rather this signed in, or does it matter?
I was going to ask if you had red. If you have red, if not, any other color that pops on there, Lance. Really, your
actually
kind of your choice at this point, bro.
I find most gung-ho collectors like the blue, to be perfectly honest.
Then let's go with the blue. I think that might pop good, actually.
All right, we can pretend I'm on SmackDown.
Thanks for doing this,
Alrighty.
Lance.
Yeah, no problem. If you can see
Thanks
that
so
one,
much, man.
as it shines like crazy. But it is signed.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
And yours was this one?
Yes, that was mine as well.
Do you want
And
anything?
I believe I actually gave that option where you could just write whatever you wanted on there, man. Honestly,
I can write whatever I want.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
write whatever you want.
That's ominous. I'm gonna go silver on this because it's such a dark photo.
Oh, definitely, man.
All right. Your name again?
Yeah, Tyler.
Tyler?
Yep.
Tyler?
That is correct, yeah.
All right.
So who would you say your favorite person was to work with, Lance? Who would you say?
Ooh, it's so hard. I'm gonna give you two.
Okay.
In that I always liked running the match and being the guy that steered the ship, and that I always did from the heel side. So as a heel, I'm gonna pick Jerry Lynn.
Oh yeah, you were a great freaking heel, man. You were an awesome heel.
As a baby face, and probably the guy I like the most was Fit Finlay. I worked with him in Europe when he was a heel, and he was so phenomenal that I would take, if I'm a baby face, I'd work with Fit, but as a heel, I'd take Jerry Lynn. So those are mine. And
those are good picks, actually.
And that is signed, although I think I might kayfabe you, and you have to wait till you get it to see what I wrote.
All right, buddy. Thanks again, guys. Thanks, Bruno. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Tyler.
Right. Thanks, Tyler. Take care.
See you later, Lance. Yeah, you too.
Yep. Set that over there.
All right. Let's see who we got next. We've got Dan coming up next. So Dan got the same 8x10, the belts.
Okay.
And he's going to get it inscribed. I'll write that on the screen here. It's just going to say, to Dan the man.
All right.
I'm going to bring him. What's up, Dan?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, Dan?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right. Wait, what's that behind you? I always like scoping out people's walls.
Oh, a lot of wrestling memorabilia, some movie posters. Cool.
I've got a slightly fancier room, but I may or may not actually be in it.
Okay. I was watching your match the other day when you were with Christian and Test with the Un-Americans.
Okay.
And when you were the tag team champions.
Yep.
So I remember that. And then in WCW, when you won the Cruiserweight belt and the United States Championship belt.
Yes, the hat trick. Pretty sure, yeah, because I won the US or the Canadian first, then the hardcore, then the cruiser, which I remember too at the time because it's like I was so not a cruiserweight. And it came to it's like, you're going to beat Chow for the cruiserweight title. I'm like, if you looked at me, it's like, I'm not a cruiserweight. They're like, we don't care. I'm like, okay. And that was too where I sort of want, because I always like things making sense. I wanted to justify it somewhat. So when the idea of switching it to the 100 kilograms and under championship, in my mind was the justification is no Americans are going to know what 100 kilos is. So it doesn't matter if I'm in the weight class because they'll never know. But yeah, did that match the night after Jericho's wedding. Chavo and I. We hadn't been to bed. We did Jericho's wedding, went to the airport, flew to Nitro, did the match, and never went to bed. So that match was done on no sleep.
Oh, that's crazy. And I've started like a kind of like a podcast group since the quarantine has started.
It's what everybody's got to do now. It's like, what can I do online?
It's called the Wrestling Appreciation Show, and I do kind of like a talk show thing, and I bring talk about a wrestler, and then I show their matches in my Facebook group every week.
Oh, cool. It's stuff we used to do when we'd go over to our buddy's house, but you can't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing, just real quick. It's like I'm always amazed. Again, I listen to the Observer News and stuff, and they talk about how AEW has the most viewers per home at like 1.4. And I'm just like, man, I remember getting together with like 4 or 5 buddies to watch wrestling. It's like no one gets together anymore.
Oh yeah, we used to go to. They used to come over to my house, or we used to go to Damon's. That was a big sports bar, just to watch all the pay-per-views.
Yeah, but because we used to do the big get-togethers because I'm old, but the Saturday night's main event where like half a dozen of us would all get together to watch Saturday night's main event. Alrighty, this was the photo you wanted there, Dan?
Yep.
And you wanted it to Dan the Man, I see on the screen?
Yep.
Wait, I don't even have to know how to spell. It's quite handy. All right, let's try. I'm debating on color again here to make sure it shows up.
Do you have a favorite belt that you won? Like, which one means the most to you?
I don't know. Like I'll go with the Canadian / US just because it involves my favorite match, probably of all time, which was a live event match in Amarillo, Texas, where I dropped it to Terry Funk.
Okay.
We did a 2 house show loop in Texas. He beat me in Amarillo to win the title, and then I beat him back the following night in Lubbock, Texas to win it back. And since the Amarillo is probably my favorite memory of my career, I'll go with that title. And let me go here. 2. Dan the Man. With my John Hancock on there. Probably doesn't show well with the glare, but trust me, it's readable without the glare. So, what part of the country are you in, Dan?
I live in the Mountain State in West Virginia.
In West Virginia. Okay, I didn't realize that was the Mountain State.
Yep, that's the nickname.
I was going to say, because Colorado's got better mountains, no offense.
We take what we get.
Yeah, I'm partial to the Rocky Mountains because that's where I am. So
There you go.
Oh, I'm on focus again. Why do I keep
Well,
getting
great
focus?
chatting with you.
All right, man. Take care, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
See you guys.
All right.
If I adjust my lighting, it can focus me in better. Is that better? Nope.
Oh, there you go.
That's better.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right. All right. Up next, we're going to bring on Wesley. He got the 8x10 of the Canadian flag background.
Alrighty.
He also has an inscription that I'm going to put up here. To Wes, if you could be serious for just a minute.
All right. Hey, Wes.
How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Doing great, man.
What
First
part of
time
the-
doing one of these.
What part of the world are you from?
I'm from Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida. Okay.
Yeah. I'm way down south.
Way down south, like Naples, way down south, or whereabouts?
Fort Myers, actually.
Okay, I actually lived in Cape Coral for the better part of a year.
Oh, that's where I'm born, so that's funny.
Yeah, my parents had a winter home in Cape Coral, and when I worked for ECW for a year, I moved down and stayed at their place because they weren't there very much. So
Right.
I lived in
That's
Cape
cool.
Coral for a year. Yeah, nice part of the country actually.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's nice for the old people, you know. It's who all's down here, you know.
Yeah, cool. So
Cool.
you had you wanted the Canadian?
Yes, sir.
All right, and we have two Wes, if I can be serious just for a minute. All righty.
Yep.
All right. Two.
Whatever color you got.
Black seems to pop best on the red background.
Alrighty. I just watched your ECW match there with Jericho at One Night Stand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite matches on that event.
That was a lot of fun. We were both really disappointed our lack of time, though.
Yeah.
It was like, I think 7 minutes.
Gotcha.
I think Jericho was so disappointed in the 7. I don't think he's ever watched it.
No?
I think he was just like, man, that was really short. I don't think he's ever gone back to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I've
a good
watched
pay-per-view overall.
That was just, it was the energy. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. We've got the photo done for you there. You'll be able to read it better when it's not
cool.
Virtual. But yeah, that was a hell of a show. That was a crazy night that I think I'll remember forever. It was very much like the high school reunion, because it was just like everybody back together, even Atlas Security and stuff. So it was really cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, Wes. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Take care, Lance.
Take care, Wes. Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Moving right along. Up next, we've got Alan waiting. So Alan got an 8x10 of the flag, and he also got that ECW figure, the yellow card. Yep, that one.
My first one.
Yes. All right, let's bring him on. Alan. All he's going to want on there is 2 Alan best wishes. So
that's pretty simple.
Bring him on.
Is that just the photo? It's hard to get that much on an action figure.
He can clarify if he wants it on both or not. But
hey, Alan, how you doing, man?
Hi, Lance. How's it going?
Good. I take it you're from overseas.
Well, I'll give you a clue, actually.
There we go.
Yeah, no, I was always, you were probably one of my favourite wrestlers, because I kind of grew up on WCW. So that was like my first taste of wrestling. Like watching you, Mike Awesome, Billy Kidman. So okay. I've only really caught up on like the ECW stuff recently. Yeah, I really liked you in WCW.
Cool. Yeah, I had a lot of fun there. It's not often you hear people who became a fan on WCW in 2000.
What was your favorite time, like, out of the 3 big promotions?
I don't know if I can pick one. Like, all 3 had different, like maybe if you want to say fun, I might go ECW, just because I really enjoyed the creativity of it. Like, I helped Paul book for about a year, so I enjoyed the freedom of that. But WCW was a really nice, easy schedule. It was financial security, and again, I got the 3 title run that was really big. So it's like I enjoyed that as well. And then WWE, people remember the bad, but not the good. But there was several good runs there that I had a lot of fun with too. So, and again, I got to work with, Rock and Hogan and Taker and Flair and so many amazing, Kurt Angle, so many great guys that I liked it all. It's just, if depending on the day, I'd pick a different one.
See, what I was going to say was, what matches do you feel showcased you at your best over your career? Was there like maybe a couple of matches that you thought, I was really good in that, or?
I really, and again, there's way spread out all over the place. I really liked, obviously the Anarchy Rules with Jerry Lynn, the pay-per-view. If you can go archived ECW, I really enjoyed the As Good As It Gets show from the arena with me and Candido.
I think that's one that isn't on the network, actually. I've not seen that one. I think they're still to upload that one, because that was the one with Beulah and Bill Alfonso, wasn't it?
It could be. I know I was there for the Beulah Alfonso one, but yeah, so I really enjoyed that. From WWE, I think the single match with Edge at SummerSlam, I was really
yeah. A lot of people talk about that,
yeah, and if you go to Ring of Honor, the championship match I had with Bryan Danielson, I was really, really happy with.
Was there any guys in particular that you liked working with in WCW?
I liked working with all of them. Like, I really enjoyed working with Mike. That was my first chance to get to work with Ray.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
You know, and you know, I like the MIA guys were all a lot of fun. The only again, I got to work Terry Funk on a live event, which was one of my faves, but I don't like my matches as much in WCW just because they were all so short. That
Okay.
so much of Nitro was overbooked that you know you'd get there and you'd find out the match is going 3 minutes, and it's like you know it's very disappointing. So there's not as many matches from WCW that I'm a huge fan of that I was like, man, that was great. I do wish I had 2 world title matches with Booker. There's the Nitro one that it's made a few DVDs, so everybody's seen that. But we had a world title match on Thunder, actually from the UK, that I thought was much, much better.
Okay.
One question, Alan. You want best wishes, I'm assuming just for the photo, because it's probably not going to fit on this as well.
Yeah.
Sign the figure.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to sign the figure, yeah, and just to Alan on the other one, on the photo.
Okay. All right, let me get these so I don't screw them up. Alan with 1 L.
Yep.
To Alan. I like guys with names I can spell.
Yeah, you know, and when I was watching WCW, the guy I liked the most, I always liked watching Billy Kidman doing the shooting star press.
He hated that move. After he missed it that one time, he hated doing it, but he managed to pull it off. But Billy was great to work with. He was a lot of fun. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he really was. Alrighty, we've got the action figure inscribed up here, and we have the photo as well that's shiny and reflects in the light.
Cool, awesome. Thanks,
Awesome, Alan. Thanks for
Alan.
stopping by.
All right. Let's see what we've got here.
Why do I keep? Seems every time I lean off camera, I go.
Yeah.
Hello. Zoom in on my handsome, handsome face. Let me just adjust the light one more time. I will turn it up, and then I will turn it back down.
There you go.
All right. Well, that'll be my trick every time I blur out.
There you go. All right. We've got Derek up next. He doesn't want any inscription, just a signature, but he's getting the photo that has your name on it. It has the Intercontinental title.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was another side to that one package. This one.
Yes. There you go. So let's bring on Derek. What's up, man?
Hey, Lance. How you doing?
Hey, Derek. How you doing?
Good. Hey, really enjoyed your wrestling career, obviously, but I loved so much of the stuff you did through your website. Thank you for introducing my family to Corner Gas and David Morrell and Janet Ivanovich and Lawrence Block. I was in the Bookmarks Club and just had so much fun with that. So I really enjoyed that stuff.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was actually moving my bookshelves recently, and I've got a signed hardcover of every book from the book club.
Oh.
And I didn't realize I did the club that long because I'm like, we only did, I think, 4 books a year. And it's like, I did this for like 8 years or something.
How cool. Yeah, so what are you reading now?
I'm currently reading David Baldacci.
Okay.
He's got a lot of series, but I'm reading why am I drawing a blank? John Puller series. I'm on the 3rd book in the John Puller series, which I'm really enjoying.
Great. And so yeah, like I said, you introduced us to Corner Gas. Have you've been watching Kim?
Oh, been watching what?
Kim's Convenience.
I have. I'm behind the most recent season, but I do enjoy Kim's Convenience.
Okay.
I thought that's a great show. And actually I was disappointed. We were at a live event in Toronto and a lot of the guys from the show came, but I didn't realize it till it was too late. So I didn't get to meet them.
Yeah. We've had such a kick out of it. And yeah, we've started to enjoy so much more Canadian television after you introduced us to Corner Gas. So thanks.
Cool. Do you have something specific you want signed on this, or just my name? Or
yeah, the name is great. Yeah, I didn't pay for the inscription.
Okay, alrighty. I didn't know. So you just want my name on this one, which is cool.
That's great.
It's actually a neat photo. I've never seen one done that way before.
Yeah, I've got one with all the other belts, so the IC belt's cool one to add.
There you go. Yeah, I was really disappointed that it was the modern era, if you will, IC belt that I won,
Yeah.
not the classic, but
Right.
you get what you get.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So any other authors you'd recommend I check out?
I'm trying to think of who else I've been really big into lately. I really enjoy the Happen Leonard series by Joe Lansdale.
Okay.
I've been reading them lately, and there's also what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. I can see his face because I follow him on Twitter. Can't think of him offhand, so I'm gonna pass on him. Brett Battles also has a Jonathan Quinn series that I read, so those would be two others if you want to check out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a time in life where having extra stuff to read is a good thing.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm reading lots of books while I sit home.
I'm sure you are. Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, thank you very much. It's great to talk to you.
All right, man. Cool. Take it easy.
Thanks, Derek. All right. All right. Up next, we're going to bring on Christine. Christine got two photos. She got the one that you just signed, the IC belt, and then she also got the 8x10 with all the belts. So she's got a couple of inscriptions. She's going to want...
With all the belt. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Where the hell? There they are. It's just whenever I think of that, I think of a different photo with me with all the belts, so it's throwing me off. Although whenever I see this one, I always think that it looks like I'm holding more than three.
It does look like it.
Looks like I got like three in my hands and one around my waist, but...
All right. So she's going to want, on that belts photo, she's going to want it to say the ideal Canadian.
Okay.
And then on the other one, your catchphrase, if I could be serious for a moment or for a minute.
Alrighty.
So let's bring her on. What's up, Christine?
Hi.
Hey, Christine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad at all. Spending my Saturday online, I guess. Just weird sitting in an empty room talking at a camera.
Well, it doesn't look empty.
Yes, I've got a large room, although you've got looks like an action figure behind you there sitting on the dresser or something.
Oh, it's Cody.
Oh, okay, cool. With his sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So where are you, Christine?
So I'm about a half an hour out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Spent lots of time there both. God, I think I probably worked there with all three companies at one point in time.
Right.
So,
My fiance, he's a little bit older than me. He's been to so many WCW events in Baltimore. He went to the one where Ron Simmons won the
no way.
yeah, where
The
he
world
became
title?
the first African American champion. So it's really cool. He's at
Yeah.
work right now, so
Wow,
but
yeah, that'd be a cool one to be at for sure.
yeah. He's been to so many really cool events. I've been to a lot too, but not like him because I was really young, and I also became a fan of yours, like Alan said, in like your WCW days.
Okay.
So I didn't watch like your ECW stuff until later on when I met my fiance, then boyfriend, and he showed me a lot of your ECW matches, and I was like I love you even more after watching that. Like
That was a good time.
yeah. And he wanted me to ask you that when you went to WWE or WWF, do you feel like you and like other ECW stars were kind of held back with what you could do because like they didn't want you to like overshine the talent that was already there?
I don't think it was really that we were being held back. I think it was more a case of in wrestling, again, WWE in particular, but really everywhere, getting what you deserve or getting that push a lot of times is having the political influence or the, they always talk about the personal connection to Vince. And as guys that came in through the invasion or from wherever you came from, I think at that point, very few of us had the connection to Vince. So it was hard to push for what you wanted or push what you could get done, where the guys who had spent the last 5 to 10 years in WWE had that. So I think it was more that we didn't have the avenue to get more rather than we were held back. that it was just sort of the crux of the situation more so than there was an active, we need to hold those guys back.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, without that ability to go and campaign for yourself, it's harder.
Yeah, I get it.
Alrighty, there's 2 photos here. Which one was it? This one you wanted the ideal Canadian one on?
I think so.
Okay. And
Honestly, can't remember, but I think so.
do you want your name on it as well, or just the?
Yeah, you could do to
Okay.
Christine. My name's spelled with a K.
Yeah, it actually come up on the screen with the K, so I'd actually get it right.
Okay.
Which helps, because if there's anything I can do is screw up spelling quite easily.
Christian was on another virtual signing just like a week ago, and he spelt my name with a CH, and he had to rip it up and start over. So, unfortunately, that happens with my name.
Yeah, that was actually it. Hang on, let me just get the rest of this done so I don't screw it up. As a kid growing up, Lance was a very uncommon name. And I always, whenever I met people, would have to repeat my name over and over, which drove me nuts. But such is life. And I guess the same with different spellings. And then just I could be serious for a minute on this one? Or
yes.
Okay. I should have come up with a shorter catchphrase. It was actually when I worked in Europe for CWA, they wanted me to have a name that could be chanted better. So they gave me the nickname of Tiger, which in hindsight ended up great because I had to sign a lot of autographs and I just started signing Tiger, nothing else. It was just like, I could do this real quick. And it was so that if you were a fan in Europe in the mid 90s, you probably just got a Tiger signature rather than a Lance Storm one.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, well, there we go. Those are both signed. So
thank you.
They will get back to you eventually. I guess I have to send them back to these guys and then they will take care of the rest. So
no problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, more than welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Let me bring on Danny to see if he has any comments or anything, any questions from people.
Yo.
How are we doing? Anybody asking questions that we can answer?
Nothing really. We have, of course, Lance, are you going to wrestle again with WWE or AEW?
I can't imagine wrestling again for WWE. I just don't think they would have interest in that. But again, it is wrestling, so you can never say never. True. We do, Jericho and I do sort of have an unofficial pact that when he's ready to retire, we will do one retirement match together. Since we had our first match together, we sort of did an unofficial pact to have our last one.
Nice.
So provided he wants to follow through with that eventually, should he ever retire, then I suppose there's one more in me.
Nice.
You never know. All this time off sitting home training, I feel good. So
cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Good answer.
I just want to get out of the house. If it means taking a booking, I'd probably take
it. Michael Hernandez wants to hear the catchphrase.
But if I can be serious for a minute,
that's the one. Yeah.
You know, I never knew that I pointed with 2 fingers until Bill DeMott and the MIA guys did the parody where they dressed up to me like me on Nitro. And Bill DeMott was pointing with, I'm like, he got to the back. I'm like, why did you point with 2 fingers? He's like, that's what you do. What? Really? And I went back and looked. I'm like, oh, shit. I point with 2 fingers. I don't know why.
That's pretty cool.
I was just impressed that Bill paid attention enough to do it.
All right. So let's bring on the next guest, which is going to be Brandy. And Brandy got one of the belts photo.
Okay. It's probably not Rhodes, right?
We can ask her.
Well, imagine if she comes up on the screen, we'll be able to tell. I know what Brandy looked like.
She's just going to want it to say to Brandy, so we'll bring her on. Her name will be
right
up on the screen. All right, here we go. Brandy.
Hey, Lance.
And not
how
Brandy
are
Rhodes.
you?
How are
Not
you?
Brandy Rhodes. I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. We do spell our name the same, so that is easier.
There you go. But what part of the country are you in? Or are you even
I'm
in this
from
country?
Kodiak, Alaska.
Oh, really? Wow.
Some people think Alaska's not in the country, but yes, I am.
It's not attached to the country, but it's part of it. It's actually
It
the
is part
only
of it,
state
yes.
I've never wrestled in. And I've
Oh,
always
you never
wanted
got to make the loop with WWE every like 5 years or so?
No, I think they did it once that I was working with the company, but it was a case of brand split, and whichever show I was on, I don't remember. I think did Hawaii, and the other group did Alaska, and so it's the only one I've missed. There's Pat Buck occasionally, I think, promotes a show in Alaska. I keep debating on whether I should cave in and go one day.
I think you should, because I think it's fun. He and KM they have a 5-city 10-day tour coming up in April, which is going to be fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Hopefully, if we're out of COVID. So,
Yeah. No
but no,
kidding.
it's been great because nobody hardly ever comes up here for wrestling. So it's really nice to not have to travel great distances to see wrestling live.
No doubt. No doubt. That's awesome. But yeah, I'd love to. I did gone a blank now. A show in Iqaluit up on Baffin Island. So I've been that far north, just east of you, I guess. But yeah,
Yes.
I've heard great things. I've had a buddy that went to Alaska just to vacation, said it was beautiful.
Oh, it is. I'm biased. It is. And we have the tallest peak in North America with Denali. So,
Oh, there you go. So you've got even better mountains than Calgary does.
yes. But I haven't been
Alrighty.
to Calgary yet. I would like to go.
Well, it's a fun place. This is the photo you were interested in, yes?
Yes.
Oh, you're on. Yeah, okay. Your video's a little delayed. So this is just to Brandy. Was that the idea?
Yeah.
And it is with an eye.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Awesome. How cold is it in Alaska at the moment?
Where I live, it's not that terrible. It's actually classified as a rainforest where I live. So I think right now it's about 36 or 37 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Oh, that's not too bad. I think that's actually about what it is here in Calgary. So that's not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible.
Cool.
Thanks, Brandy. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. She froze.
Yeah.
Well, her audio's back, so she's
Yeah,
happy.
there you go.
That's a good thing.
Yes, I'm
Thanks,
still
Brandy.
here.
Thanks for
Thank you so much
joining.
for hanging out with us.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. That's what happens in Alaska. Things just freeze up.
Good call.
All right. Up next, we're going to bring on Dan. He got one of your Raw figures.
Alrighty.
So let's bring him on.
Hey,
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
how you doing, Lance? It's an honor to meet you. It really is. The WCW days into the Invasion and ECW were the best.
Cool, man. Thanks.
And my question for you is, I'm a chef, and I know you've been all over the world. Where's the best food?
Wow. I don't experiment with my food all that much. I'm a Cracker Barrel guy in the US, but I think my favorite meal would be Korean barbecue in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I keep getting from everybody, Japan, and now I want to go.
Now, I don't know if I liked Korean barbecue that much, or whether it was I disliked all the other foods so much. that when I got Korean barbecue, I was so damn happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just love cooking, and I every time I get on one with one of you guys, I have to find out. And Japan has been number one. India's been a couple. For me, I have to say Canadian poutine. I love it, and I can't. I don't understand, but I love making it, and my people in my restaurant love it, and it's the only place you can get it locally. That's not in Canada, so.
Yeah, that's a big famous Canadian thing. Although I can honestly say I've never tried it.
Really? Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's great.
The case of just real quick, like as someone who had to wear spandex on TV, I've never eaten gravy.
Real ever? Wow.
Well, when I was a kid, yes.
So but, even now, you haven't experimented. Even now, you aren't on the road all the time. You don't experiment.
I've just gotten to the point where I'm used to not using gravy, so I
don't. And my other question is if you had a choice, if you could wrestle one current person right now, who would it be?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Chad Gable.
Yeah. Aiden English said the same thing. Chad Gable is the man from what I hear, and I love him. I like watching him wrestle. It's just Vince just doesn't know what to do with him, and that's the sad part. So,
yeah, you know, I don't know how you can book a wrestler on a wrestling show. It's crazy.
I know. Oh, God forbid you do a real wrestling hold. You know, you can't. Yeah. You do that, no one will even know what it is.
Yep. Is there something specific being signed on this?
Just your name. Just your name. Yeah.
Not someone else's name?
No, it's cool. No, I'm just glad because you're very hard to get. Your signature is very hard to get, I have to say.
It's equally hard to read.
Yeah, hey. I have to add you to my wall of figure autographs. Put you right next to Raven.
Oh, God.
Oh, that guy.
Actually, I like that.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Lance, and I really hope I get to meet you one day. I mean, I hope this COVID goes away and we get to do shows again.
Where's your restaurant?
I'm in Prosser, Washington, about 2 hours away from Seattle.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a chance I could be that part of the country again, so who knows?
Yeah, I really hope so. And it was very nice to meet you, and thank you for all the great memories.
All right, man. Cool.
If I can be serious for a moment.
Oh, yeah. Gimmick infringement. I'm not cooking people food. You don't use my catchphrase.
No.
All right, dude.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Bruno, for this. Back to work for me. Thank you, guys.
All right. Very cool. All right. And we've got Zach coming up next. But before we bring on Zach, again, guys, we're taking last-minute orders. So if anybody wants to get on, you got to place the order now. Go to bcbreaks.com. Buy the photo. We'll get you the link, and you can come on now. But place the orders now if you do want to get on. All right. So Zach got one of the 8x10s with the blue background, the promo photo to reprint.
One more time.
The 8x10 with the blue background and the white border. Yep.
Okay.
So let's bring on Zach.
Work. You think Dad will put them up? I'm like, no, and I don't.
How's it going today, Lance?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just like Dan, I'm on my little reprieve from work, so just trying to enjoy the minutes while I can before I'm back in pandemic country here.
Yeah, we're in heavy lockdowns up here too.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully that normalizes soon for you.
Turn the lights on, dude.
Zach, I'm gonna take you off and bring you back on to see if that works. The black.
We can't do like nothing right now. It's a 5 and 4, and it's got so far.
Oh, now it's just me. I'm in the room by myself.
He's put because he was like, I think I want a window over here. Maybe not a window over there. And,
Zach, we have a black screen on your end.
and
We
then
can hear you, but it's a black screen.
put in the insulation.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can just roll with that. Just make it work, I guess.
Cool. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
I'm all right, Lance, and yourself?
Hanging in there, surviving. Not too cold of weather here in Calgary, so it's not too bad.
For sure. Well, that's good to hear. My one question I did have for you is just, I know wrestling can be really heavy in terms of in the ring and out of the ring. Just, is there a funny story with what you can share that really sticks out in your time in the ring, or either out of it as well?
As far as it being hard, trying to think. There was one. It was ECW. I was riding with Jerry Lynn. I got sick as a dog. No idea what I had. You know, fever, throwing up out the passenger window of the car as we drive to the show. And we got to the show in Poughkeepsie. I'm literally curled up in the fetal position on the floor in the locker room in Poughkeepsie. And I was scheduled to wrestle Dreamer, I think even in like a street fight. But I had convinced Paul to actually advertise the match because he usually just liked to advertise ECW. I convinced him to advertise the match. And so I get to the building and someone comes down. He's like, yeah, Paul scrubbed the match. You're not working tonight. And I was furious. So it's like I crawl my ass. I couldn't talk. I'm like talking like this. And I go up and I'm like, Paul. And he's like, you can't work. I'm like, yes, I can. And he's like, you can't even talk. I'm like, I don't want to do a promo. I'm going to work the match. And he's like, okay. And it was televised because I did the match. I did the match with Dreamer. And it's the only time I believe, because PJ, Justin, ran in at the end. And it's the one time that when he does his, that's not just the coolest, that's not just the best. I don't say that that's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, because I couldn't talk. I just hit the pose, and Justin hit his whole line because I was sick as a dog and was just on my deathbed.
Well, at least you got through, and I don't think Paul can question you after that. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. He was trying to be nice, but I'm like, no, we're doing the match.
Was that when you do like a Vince McMahon? We'll do it live, pal. We'll do it live. Damn it.
We'll do it live. That's
that was Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly, yeah.
But you can add a pal at the end, and it can be Vince's, so it's okay.
Yeah, if you add a pal, or that's good shit. It's a Vince. This is the photo you were interested in?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, and I'm to put, if I can be serious for a minute on that.
I have, I think it was "Don't blame Canada, blame yourself."
All right. Well, the post-it note says otherwise, but I'll put whatever you want.
Lance, that's a different one. You should have.
Yes, I know
there should be a pack with those particular
with
yeah,
this
is
photo.
Is that what he called?
Yeah,
because I've got one of these.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of these.
That's the one on your left hand, I believe.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
I'll do the, if I can be serious for one, for whoever that's for.
Yeah, that's somebody different.
All right. So we've got to Zach, don't blame Canada, blame yourself. All righty, I can do that. Oops, I better not do a blue Sharpie.
This is so cool with the lights reflecting off your flooring. I'll invite
TV show in the background I'm listening to? What the hell is that?
So we have Christmas music on, and I think that's Charlie Brown.
Oh, really? It sounds like a lady doing the news.
Well, we had game show sounding Christmas music on earlier, so I guess we're attacking all angles today.
There we go. Cover our bases.
Crazy. She's really good at decorating. Like, well, that's what she did, right?
Canada. Yeah. No, I have to look on the screen. This is my catchphrase.
You probably have a beautiful house.
Although it wasn't one I came up with, it was one given to me.
Mm-hmm.
How old your cat?
I don't know, was it play on South Park or something? I don't even know. I know they.
Hey, your cat looks like mine.
I believe it was South Park, yeah.
Yeah. If I can be serious for a minute, was something that I would actually say. But anyway, we got her done. So cool. Thanks, Zach.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lance. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Danny.
All right, get your lights turned on so people can see you next time.
All right.
He's from parts unknown.
Yeah. All right, let's bring Danny back in.
Yo,
where was Zach, man? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Zach.
These are dark times. He was in a dark place.
Oh God, I know.
All right, let's see if we have any other comments.
No.
Let's see. Does Lance still have contact with PCO, and his thoughts on PCO winning the Ring of Honor heavyweight title?
I've never had contact with PCO, like other than what was it? 3 days, Vancouver, Kelowna, and Kamloops with WCW when he was a brief member of Team Canada. Other than that run, I don't think I ever met him. I think it's cool that he's managed to get another run and do what he wanted to do. Like, he seemed quite happy and unique in doing so. So I'm very happy for him. He was very nice. At the time, he was told they were working on a visa for him and they were going to bring him in. But again, what did the company last? Another month or two after that. So yeah, that was the only time I worked with he and Jacques for only 2 days. I guess actually since PCO joined on the Nitro, it was 2 days with PCO and 2 days with Jacques Rougeau.
Nice.
Very cool. All right, let's see if anybody else has any questions. Do you have any cool or funny stories with The Undertaker?
I think the only one, because again, I worked with him a couple of times. I think the only one that I'd share would be it was the only time I ever wrestled Ric Flair. Christian and I were defending the World Tag Titles in Pittsburgh on a live event against Taker and Flair. And Flair loves putting guys over. And obviously we're not switching the titles to them, and we're also not beating them. So they give us a DQ finish. You know, the office is like, yeah, you know, I think we were getting DQ'd so they'd win. And Ric Flair just keeps going, why don't they just pin me? And Taker's looking at him, and Flair's like, they could just pin me. And then they're like, no, we're doing a DQ. And like the office is like, no, we're doing a DQ. We're not pinning Ric Flair. And Rick just kept saying, you could pin me. And Taker's like, Rick, we're doing a DQ. So Flair's like, okay. So then he comes up with this idea. What if, and again, it might have been me or Christian, doesn't matter, but it's like, what if, you know, Lance put the brass knuckles on, hits me, pins me, 1, 2, 3, but he hides the brass knuckles under his arm so that when we're declared the winners, the ref lifts my arm and the brass knuckles fall out and they get disqualified.
Good one.
And Taker's looking at him again and it's like, you're still getting pinned, Rick. He's like, yeah, well, it's okay. And finally, cooler heads prevailed, and it's like, Rick, can we just do what we're supposed to do? He's like, okay. And we did the DQ. But, you know, Taker was a really cool guy, but I didn't hang with him a ton. But yeah, really cool guy. And again, I think we did a few matches with the Un-Americans on television. I think we might have actually did like a 6 or an 8 man on a pay-per-view once, but super touching. And the crazy thing is his choke slam is like the softest bump you're ever going to take. I don't know how he gets you so high and somehow manages to put you down gentler than some guys I've taken snapmares from. Dude is absolutely one of the best ever.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, let's see.
Love it.
What led to closing SWA, Storm Wrestling Academy, and who are some of the guys and gals that really surprised you from there?
The led to was just sort of everything in my career, to the most part. It's like I treat it like a balance sheet, and it's like, what are the pluses of this and what are the negatives of this? And I was getting really physically worn out because I'm a hands-on teacher, so I'm bumping every day. And I actually found teaching, because I was so hands-on, was more physically demanding than wrestling. Because, you know, in a match, you might throw, you know, a half a dozen kicks that match. Where when it's time to teach people how to kick, you're throwing several hundred in one day. And when you stomp the mat with one foot and kick with the other, it's like you're stomping and driving your one foot into the mat like 100 or 200 times that day. And I started realizing that like the day after I taught kicks, it's like my one leg would ache. And because, again, for safety standpoints, it's like, you know, I'm taking suplexes from everybody when we're learning suplexes, and I'm having a match with every student by the end of class. It's like I was physically starting to get worn down. And, you know, my wife would be like, well, just don't do as much in the ring. I'm like, that's kind of the point of SWA, is you're in the ring with Lance Storm and you wrestle Lance Storm. And I try not to be as bump crazy. And it's like, you know, I'll stand back more, but it's like, you got to get in there and be hands-on. So I was physically getting worn out. And it was just getting to that point where, too, my kids are old enough that they don't need me home. You know, my one daughter doesn't even live at home anymore. But, you know, when I opened SWA, it's like my kids were young and I wanted to be here for them. But when I closed it, it's like they don't need me around anymore. So life on the road was a possibility. So I decided to close it and, you know, reached out to see if there was interest from anyone. And Johnny Ace from WWE got back to me right away and was interested. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then the pandemic hit and everything went to shit for me and everyone else. So
Yep.
Very cool.
But again, the plan was to close, and then I went to WWE. I didn't close it to go to WWE, so it's like not like there's any ill will for them getting me to close my school down and then letting me go. That's not what happened. So
yeah, the dirt sheets are you know how they are. They're like, oh yeah, you know, they screwed them over. They did it on purpose.
Yeah, I can't even get into the country, so they couldn't call me back even if they wanted to. Which maybe they do. I don't know. I've heard they've called more guys back, so happy for them.
Yeah, they just started. Let's see. Let's take a couple more. Then we're going to start wrapping it up. Again, if anybody wants to join, go to bcbreaks.com. We'll take you as long as we're live. So let's see. Do you have any memories of Test that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Yeah. Two. One in particular was with the Un-Americans. And I like the story because it's just so tested. There was the point where I think they were wanting to break us up, but they had come to us and we had a big meeting. And this would have been, I think, before Regal joined us. But mandate come down that Vince wanted Test and Christian to cut their hair. And I don't know if they actually wanted them to go full, not bald like me now, but flat top like I had, but they wanted their hair cut short. And Test was very particular about his appearance. And he was of the impression they wanted military brush cuts like I had. So we have this meeting. And what's my language restrictions here? Are we good to say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
So they're like, got to get a haircut. And Tess is like, you know, it's like, you know, Vince, it's like, you know, I don't want to look like a fucking idiot. No offense, Lance. But it's like, I can't do that with my hair. I don't want to look like an idiot. And he just kept turning and going, no offense. And it's funny when you know Tess is like, he absolutely didn't mean any offense by it, which is why I just sat there and smiled. But it was just so funny that put up such a fight. It was like, I don't want to look like an idiot. No offense. Like, yeah, no problem. We're good, Tess. And then the other real quick, which is we were in Nova Scotia, I think. And it was sort of a running gag that, you know, Val Venus, we joke, was a nerd in an athlete's body because he looked great. But whenever there was physical competitions of some kind, he usually wasn't the one winning. And there was a heavy bag in the locker room and Christian was hitting it. Christian boxed as a kid and it's hitting the heavy bag hard. So Val decides to show off and he was like nowhere near as good as Christian. And then Tess challenged him to a foot race. And he was talking, you know, and Val's like, oh, I got to beat you. I was like, yeah. So they actually go out to the parking lot. We're there early. This is when Tess was dating Stacy. So she went out too. And they had their race and Tess comes in bragging that he blew him away. And Val's like, no. You cheated. You beat me by a nose. You didn't blow me away. And Stacy's standing behind Andrew and she's laughing. We're like, what? She's like, I've got a photo. And it's Tess is like, I don't know, 10 yards ahead of Val, easy. And he's looking behind him as he runs laughing because Val's so far behind him. And the nice part of the story is when Tess passed away, I wrote a tribute to Tess and I included the story of him blowing Val away in this race and how funny it was. And the day after I posted it, I got an email from Tess' sister. And she had actually just been cleaning out Tess' condo and found the photo.
Oh, wow.
And she said that I saw the photo and thought, this is an odd photo. And then she actually read my commentary and was really grateful. And she thanked me for writing the story, that she now has the story behind this photo of Andrew. And It was really cool. But yeah, he was laughing, looking behind him as he ran because he was blowing Val out of the water.
Nice.
But yeah, he was a good dude.
Awesome. All right. I think that's it. Danny, do you see any other questions or anything?
No, nothing here.
Here's a lot.
Here's a good one.
What was going through your mind on the final Nitro?
Yeah.
Whew, wow. Yeah, it was weird. Like we were given, it happened so last minute. Like we didn't know that WWE had bought us until Shane, I think Pat Patterson, maybe Jerry Briscoe. I could have the three wrong, but Shane was definitely one of them. Michael Hayes might have been there. They walked in and basically said, "We're your new bosses." And again, we saw the WWE trucks in the parking lot. Now, there was the rumors that they bought, but we'd also been told that Eric bought, and actually had a meeting with Turner Brass where they said Eric's bought the company. He's going to be the new boss, and we're letting him book until the paperwork's done. We're like, okay. And then that didn't happen. So we didn't know till they walked in. But I had heard through a friend of mine, Jeff Merrick, that was, part of the law at the time, that, I was one of the contracts that was purchased. So I felt job secure at least. And, Shane had indicated that they were, had plans for me and others. So it's like, I felt fairly job secure, but I was also really, really sad because I loved WCW. I had a good contract, an easy schedule. I liked everybody. Had they not gone out of business, I'd have probably finished my career there. But the memory too that I really love, and I didn't plan it. I guess I don't know whether I wrestled late enough in the show or whether I stayed in my gear because I watched Flair and Sting. That when I got back to the locker room, I was just sort of sitting back and chilling, and contemplating life, if you will. And I realized that there's only like two other people in the locker room, and they were changed, and I'm still in my gear. And at that point, I realized it's like, wow, I'm going to be the last guy to leave. And again, I'm still just sitting there, I think just in my tights. And DDP walks in and looks. He's like, "All right, kid, I guess I'll give it to you." He says, "I was going to be the last to leave, but it's like, you get to be the one." And then he left because I think everybody else wanted to get to the bars and party. And so, yeah, I sat there and then eventually changed and cleaned up. And I was the last wrestler to leave a WCW locker room ever.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Great story.
And then the first Invader. So I had the least time off of anybody.
That's awesome. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start wrapping up. We're going to go through the list of all the orders and just get them signed. So at least these are the people that weren't able to make it.
Okay.
So it gives them a chance to at least see that you're signing the items for them.
Cool.
So we can do it by item. Hold on a second. I'll let you know what the... Let's see. Actually, if you want to grab that that figure that you have there.
The figure.
There's a figure. It's like a yellow card.
Oh, the
Unchained
Fury?
Yeah, so we're going to bring... Actually, we have Tony on. He's going to be our last one.
All right. I think this figure is actually fairly rare.
Yeah, you don't see many of those at all.
Yeah, that was the one I had the hardest time tracking down myself at the day because they don't give them to you. You got to go buy them yourself.
That's a shame. All right, here we go. Tony, what's up, Tony?
What's up, man?
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Not too shitty. How are you today?
Both the same, I guess. I'm doing all right. Oh, he's freezing up. He's outside on his phone.
Tony, I'm going to take you out, bring you back in, see if that works. Let's see. Oh, black screen. Tony, you there? Nah, he's got a bad connection. All right. We'll just keep going. If he comes back on, we'll bring him back on.
Tony, where'd you go?
Do we officially get to call him Tony Jabroni now since he didn't manage to get the connection?
He'd like that. He'd like that.
He probably would. All right, let's start with the belts photo. Let's get those out of the way.
These ones?
Yeah.
All right, let me get them out.
Who came up with the shit title?
I assume Vince Russo.
Oh,
now,
really? Okay.
Story, I've told it a few times, so I think some people realize it. They originally, the plan was it was going to be the Stu Hart International title. And the idea was, again, their idea, not mine, that, Stu, the explanation was going to be Stu was the most hardcore man I knew, so I was going to name the title after him. But they couldn't get permission from the family in time, so they had thought of the idea last minute. And I just can't help think, but in hindsight, they'd have called him and said, we want to name our hardcore title after you. Is that okay? They'd have probably said okay. And then he'd find out afterwards that his title is the shit title, and he wouldn't have been too damn happy about it. But alrighty, so the photos with the belts.
Yeah, so okay, for the first one, we're gonna put that one, we're gonna sign it to Andrew.
Just to Andrew, that's it?
Yep, that's going to Andrew. That's for Andrew Miller. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. All right.
Okay. Next up, it's going to Michael Blanton. So I'm going to put the inscription up here. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, otherwise I'll screw it up.
Yeah, no problem. To the Blanton family from Canada with love.
Okay. Get their name right. I wonder if they're a Bond fan. From Russia with love. Alrighty. There's the Blanton family out of the way.
Michael, thank you. One is going to Mikey DeCorpo. So he just wants that inscription and your signature.
If I may be completely serious for just a moment. Wow. Okay.
I said, wow.
Yeah. I've got shitty penmanship. So these really long ones, I'm like, okay.
Scribble, 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 scribble. Funny.
Whenever I have to do official documents, I always make my wife write them so they don't think a 7-year-old's applying for something.
That's good.
All righty. That one's down.
There you go, Mikey. And you're going to, the next one's going to Russell. He wants the same inscription and signature.
Oh, the same one? Okay.
Yeah, same one.
Now, am I putting, they want like their name on it or just the inscription?
No, just the inscription.
Just the inscription? Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right, there we go. Next one is going to Paul, and he wants to say Canadian champion and shit champion.
Okay. I'm the champion of Canadian shit.
Were you offended at all by that, or did you just...
Well, I wasn't offended by it because the way it was done was I was basically saying hardcore wrestling is the shits, which isn't necessarily a view I don't have in real life. So I'm not a big fan of hardcore wrestling. And the promo was when it started, because afterwards I tried to have hardcore matches that didn't have hardcore rules because I didn't like hardcore wrestling. I was a pure wrestler. So I thought me secretly giving the thing the acronym shit was just sort of a slight on the style of wrestling.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
The Canadian and shit champion. All right.
There you go, Paul. On the next one, we're just going to put to Mike.
Okay.
M-I-K-E.
M-I-K-E. Alrighty. Here's Mike.
Okay, now let's try Tony again. What's up, Tony?
Yo.
Tony's
Tony.
back. He was the action figure, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right.
Yo.
He's gone indoors.
Yeah, the goddamn internet's killing me today.
No
I want to
worries.
know, back in the day, I had a rat's tail. What the hell did you consider your hairstyle? That blonde tail you had, that was you. Whose idea was that? Yours? You?
It was
like that?
mine. But the thing that's funny, and I was copying Sting. Sting for a while had a blonde flat top and a black scorpion tail.
He did have a little hanging down, yeah, but
And
you kind of had yours shaved apart.
and the idea behind it, because again, when you go back to the 90s, pulling hair by the heel was a big thing. You know, even just your chain wrestling, you know, you grab his arm, they'd grab you by the hair and they'd bump you. And when I first started, I had the flat top because I wanted to be different because everybody had long hair. And when I first broke in, it's like there was nothing to pull. So it's like I didn't want to grow a mullet and I didn't want to have long hair. So it's like I'm just going to grow out the ponytail so that they had something to pull on. And then to make it stand out and try to have a more unique look, I bleached it.
Yeah, I was watching some matches the other day. I was like, God damn. I didn't remember it. I don't even remember all that, the tail part. I had seen that in some of the matches I'd never seen before.
Yeah, I cut it off as soon as I turned heel in ECW.
You did a good heel, though. I liked when you went to WCW talking the shit to everybody, you and your Canada boys.
Yeah, that was a good run. What am I signing on this? Just my name or?
Yes, sir. Just your name.
Just my name. All righty, Tony.
Any wrestlers you wish you could have wrestled that you never got the chance?
Brett is a big one. Steamboat. I think the Steamboat's a big one because when he made that brief comeback, both Jericho and Edge got to work with him, and I was so jealous.
Damn.
So yeah, I think Brett and Steamboat probably would have been the two big ones that I didn't, that I would have liked to. Obviously, you know, I certainly wouldn't have complained had I got to work with Shawn Michaels, but those would be probably the top three.
Yeah, definitely big Steamboat and Bret Hart fan. They were badass.
Yeah, as a heel, I would have really loved to have worked with Steamboat for sure.
Sweet. Well, I'll let you get out of here, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Take care, Tony.
Thanks,
You too.
Tony.
Peace.
All right. We actually have one last one. I thought Tony would be last, but he got one of those promo photos with the blue background, white border.
One of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think those are it. There are a couple that have Post-its on them that look similar.
Yeah, the Post-it one's a different one.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's 3 of them on there that should have Post-its.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. There's a bunch of them here, so. But this doesn't, right? This is just the photo.
That's just a photo. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so let's bring Matt on. Matt is just getting it signed to Matt.
Okay.
Let's bring him on. What's up, Matt?
How's it going?
Hey, Matt, how you doing, brother?
Good.
How you
So
doing
where
today?
Are you out in Canada now?
I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yep. I haven't left Calgary since March. It's
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I liked a lot of your work. I wasn't a big fan of the Un-Americans. I think a lot of people would agree with me. They weren't that many big fans of that stable there.
No, we were popular overseas with that gimmick, not so much in the U.S.
Now, who's left? There's you and one other, right?
Pardon?
As far as the Un-Americans, who's left around still? There's you and one other, right?
Christian's still around. He's not wrestling, but Christian's still around. And William Regal, who joined us later in the run, he's still around. So just
and
Test has passed
unfortunately,
away.
Test is no longer.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He was a lot of fun. Yeah, I first met Test when he was actually training at Bret Hart's house. And
Wow.
they lifted at the same gym that I did. So I met Test and Edge and Christian, those guys, at the same gym in Calgary when I was trying to think. I would have been in ECW, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one big loss. I can tell you that much. That was
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
unfortunate those things do happen sometimes, you know. You get into those dark places, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's happened way too often, for sure.
With a lot of wrestlers too, and it's probably the body's taking a toll, and a lot of wrestlers do that stuff, you know. It's unfortunate, you know. We've lost a lot of great people that way.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's sad. All right, Matt.
So, are you still wrestling or independent, or like not right now, but like before pre-COVID? Were you
No, pre-COVID, I was, a producer with WWE. I had got back with them in December of 2019 and was working as a producer until I could no
Oh,
longer.
you were one of those furloughed off.
Yeah, I was. I couldn't cross the border anymore, so I was out of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of things with WWE that I'm not understanding right now. I mean, like, really, your senior referee, why are you gonna? I mean, out of anybody, why are you gonna get rid of him? You know. And Mike Chioda's been there a real long time, and I mean, that was unfortunate. I don't know why they would have gotten rid of him.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of us got let go, which sucks. Although they're starting to bring some back, so who knows?
Well, I hope they bring Chioda back, but I'm not sure if Chioda would want to come back with the way he was. You know, that was kind of something separate. I think. You know, I mean, like, why would you let one of the senior referees go when you can let one of the newer referees go that could possibly still go somewhere and do a lot more with their career in another company?
I don't know.
Chioda's up there and he could be ready to retire soon, and you're going to let him go, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, Matt, was it just name on the photo? Is that what Matt's getting?
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't want the inscription. I just wanted to make sure that it was signed to me.
Okay. Matt with 2 T's?
Yes. So glad I was able to hop on because I was I had work until 1, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to hop on, but I guess I caught you last minute, so.
You made it, so.
Thanks, Matt.
All right,
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks a lot, Lance and Bruno. Thanks
Thank you.
always. Can't wait for Al Snow. When's that one coming up?
That's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, can't wait for that one.
All right, Matt. We'll see you then.
Yeah, you guys have a good day.
You too.
All right. Let's continue with those photos. We are going to do 2 more of those.
Those of these?
No, the I'm sorry, the promo
ones?
that you just did. Yep.
These ones? Okay.
Yeah. We're going to do 2 more of those.
Okay.
This one you're going to put to Brian, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
No inscription.
Yo.
All right, Brian.
Next one, we're going to write to Mike, Mike. No inscription.
Alrighty.
There you go, Mike. Let's see what photo we're going to do next. We can do the Intercontinental photo. We're going to do 4 of those.
Alrighty. What do we got?
All right. First, we're going to sign this one to Dustin Fisher.
Okay.
I'll put it up here. Dustin Fisher.
Alrighty, that's Dustin.
There you go, Dustin. Next one, we're writing Lance isn't a boring performer, Stone Cold. That's for Jeffrey Martin.
Okay. Am I putting his name on it too?
No, just the inscription.
Oh man.
Alrighty. The damn Stone Cold is all his fault.
On the next one, we're going to write to Luis, Luis.
One more time on the spelling.
Luis for Luis. He's the one who actually designed the photo.
Ah, good job, Lewis.
There you go. And on the last one, they requested gold paint pen. I believe I included it in there.
There's a, last one fell, there's a yellow.
No gold?
Yellow, green, blue, and red are the 4 that I have. I don't think any rolled off the table. Nope.
Okay.
I have, again, does it say gold or does it say yellow?
No, I think it's like a black with, yeah, it's fine. If not, they requested, but if not, no problem. Which one would stand out? The black, I think, stands out, right?
Just the black Sharpie, yeah.
I think so.
Because I've got a whole lot of chest there. So,
so that one we're just gonna sign it.
Okay.
And this is for Robert. Thank you, Robert.
All right, Robert.
Okay, so let's move on to the next photo. We're gonna do the flag photo.
The flag photo, which is on the back side. Okay.
Okay, on this first one, just a signature, and this is going to Jason. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. There we go.
All right, next one to Jeff, Jeff.
Jeff. I'm putting to Jeff on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like this photo. Ink shows up on it well.
Yeah, it's an awesome picture. Let's see. Next, we're going to put to Michael.
This is the flag still?
Yep, still the flag.
Okay.
Michael.
Michael.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then
that's
sign
it. And then just sign it.
Alrighty.
Next one. Inscription will say greatest Canadian U.S. champion. And that's for Paul.
All right. So no name, just
the
inscription. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. Greatest Canadian U.S. champ. Who am I to argue with him?
The last flag photo will be to Steven, Steven.
Alrighty, there's Steven.
There you go, Steven. All right, and now let's sign. I think there should be one more figure left, the raw figure.
I have one more figure, and it is the raw one. So
there you go. That one he wants it inscribed. If I can be serious for a minute.
Oh, okay.
No name, just the inscription and your signature. And that's to Michael. Thank you, Michael.
And it's if I can be serious for a minute.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right.
And now I think you should have 3 of those promo photos that had Post-its on them. So one of them, it will be like a gray background, I think.
All right. Actually, can we take 1 minute and take a bathroom break? Because
yeah, no problem.
I need one. So just give me
Absolutely.
real quick. Hang on.
You got it.
As I get out of my fancy room.
All right. Let's see. We got any comments? Any questions? I guess this would be a good chance if anybody wants to grab a last-minute photo.
Yeah.
You could do it right now. Go to bcbreaks.com. Order one right now. We'll send you the link. Again, as long as we're live, we can get you on. Otherwise, show's over.
Show is over.
Let's see.
Oh, man.
That is a pretty nice room.
Oh, God, yeah. Sick.
Yeah. There's looks like there should be like a secret passageway in there.
I can't believe he rented a fancy hotel just for this virtual signing.
I know, it's crazy, right?
What he does for his fans.
All right, let's see.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I thought somebody wanted a 8x10, but they never answered me.
No, there was somebody on there that kept asking for the link, but we provided it several times. I forget who it was.
Yeah, Vinny also asked for the link for the 8x10, but I sent him the BC website. What do we got?
What do we got? So yeah, folks, next week we are gonna have our first UFC fighter on with us. Joanne Calderwood will be on next week. So
Jojo.
Hands thoroughly washed. All right. All right. Now let me just find some of these with Post-its.
Or they were in like different sleeves. They might have been in like separate sleeves. 2 of them came in that separate box that you received.
The separate box. The
Yeah.
small-
Yep. There you go. Yeah.
Boom.
Because
There's a flag too. Yep.
Alrighty.
And then you had the one that already had the Post-it note on it, right?
Yeah, I had
Okay.
this one with the one note. And
Okay.
now I've got whatever's in this sleeve here with
Perfect. All right. So the one with the Post-it note, if you could just sign that, I think it had the inscription, right? If I could be serious for a minute.
in black Sharpie. I can do that one first.
Okay. Let's get that one out of the way.
I think my chair is sinking.
Are you a fan of any other sport?
Nope.
That is 100% pure wrestler.
Wow.
I followed UFC when Brock was there.
Okay.
That's really about it.
Gotcha.
Not even a baseball game?
I've never watched a baseball game. I've seen probably 2 football games. And I went to 2 hockey games live because someone else took me.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
When I first moved to Calgary, the guy that
Nice.
ran the camp took me to a Flames game.
Nice.
And then we were in Winnipeg doing a TV taping when we were just green as grass. And Jericho's dad hooked us up with Winnipeg Jets tickets. That was
Nice.
when Gretzky was playing for LA. They were playing LA. So I saw Gretzky a Gretzky game once.
That's
pretty
cool. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Hell
All
yeah.
right.
Okay, so on the other two photos,
Okay, yeah, there's a blue one and there's a gray one. The
yes.
WCW and WWF.
Yep. So the gray one, is there do you have a white paint pen by chance? I'm not sure if it's in there.
A white paint pen. I'm
Yeah.
assuming these are the paint pens.
Yeah. No white, right?
No, I've got green, blue, red, and yellow. Let me just.
Okay. Do you have silver or silver Sharpie?
Yep.
I wonder if the silver would stand out better than the black on that one.
Get this one back in the wrap it came from.
Let's see.
All right, which of the two first? The blue.
So
or the gray?
the blue background. Do you have red paint?
Yep.
Okay, let's use that one on the blue background, and just the signature on that one.
Okay. Make sure it's working. Okay. Just a signature on the blue one.
Yeah, just the signature.
Whew. I could have a hell of a day with that marker.
So just with those photos, I don't know. You probably know, but kind of let them stand for a minute to
Yep.
dry.
And this
Okay.
one.
And on the gray, so the black would probably stand out the best, I think.
Or the blue paint pen probably would.
Okay, let's do that then. Yeah, these are for Zachary. Thank you, Zachary.
Thanks, Zach. Or Zachary, whichever you prefer. All right, just make sure this works before I do that. Yep. Oh, that stands out a lot.
Awesome.
All right. And
So those are done.
set those up and out of the way for a minute.
There we go. And then the last piece that we're doing live will be for Mike King. He sent in that ECW flag.
Okay.
And he's asking either silver Sharpie on one of the black,
Yep.
areas. Yep. Or black on the white, whichever you prefer.
Alrighty. So I get this sucker open. As I sit here and mark out myself for all the guys. Oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
All right, big black section right at the top, so I'm stealing that. Besides Sabu, Dreamer, and Beulah.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of
I
people.
got Jerry Lynn, Little Guido. Damn, they got a lot. This is cool.
Yeah.
And this is just my name.
Yeah. If I can be serious for a minute on there, then go for it, but no big deal.
Did he ask for that?
He asked for it just now, but he said it's not a big deal.
It just seems odd for an ECW theme.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll let him know. He's fine with it either way.
All righty. I'll have to fold that up nice again to fit back in there, but I should hang that behind me. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's that one, and they have flags that are hard to find with the purple lettering. Those are pretty cool too.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Dreamer didn't deliver for me. Quick story. Like when I got a buddy of mine sent me a WCW ring canvas when I had the school open, and I've got all the WWE banners and ring skirts and stuff. Then I had the WCW canvas, and I'm like, I don't have anything ECW. So I asked Heyman, and he's like, Dreamer's got everything, and he's apparently got all the banners and the ring skirts and everything. So I said to him, I was like, is there any way I could get just one of anything so that I've got all three companies represented at my school? And he's like, yeah, I hate parting with it, but I'll get you something. And then he never did. I assume he forgot because he's a good dude, but
that's awesome. All right, so that's it for the live portion. Appreciate everybody that bought something and took part in the virtual meet and greet. I want to thank you, Lance, for taking the time to do this for everybody. We appreciate it. It was an honor.
Yeah, a pleasure to welcome you into my great home.
Beautiful
Awesome.
home.
And yeah, that's it. So Lance, if you could just hang out for a minute after we sign off. And thank you guys. We'll catch everybody next weekend. We're gonna have Joanne Calderwood, first UFC fighter to join us, and followed by Al Snow the week after. What are your thoughts on Al Snow?
You're gonna get some head in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome. All right, thank you guys. We appreciate it.